Alright, for question 9, calculate the resistance. You are given that the voltage is 12 volts, so this is the answer. Use the ratio of V is to I with 12 volts as the voltage across the component X that doesn't change because the battery source doesn't change. Plug in the corresponding current. Be careful of the milliamperes to get the answer. And this is my calculations. Now, in B part 1, describe the graph. So the resistance actually decreased, but it's not just enough to say it decreased. Share with us how it decreased. So it decreases non-linearly with increase in temperature. And by default, when you have a component that once you heat it up, the resistance surprisingly decrease, it must refer to a thermistor for O-level physics. So that's a thermistor. And experimental setup. So a lot of these kind of questions recently. So just familiarize yourself. There's some hints given. You have a standard setup of a circuit with component X, and you should measure the current using ammeter. I think it's also good to have a voltmeter being drawn here, connected in parallel to the component X to measure the voltage. So do include the voltmeter in actually. And in addition, you should have a setup to change the temperature of the component X. So use a water bath, put a water bath here, put a heater, and that's how you can alter the temperature of the water bath. Then put in a thermometer to measure the temperature. So this is the full setup over here that you should have in your drawing also. Remember to include a voltmeter across component X. And for this, just know and memorize the profile of a thermistor, the IV profile of a thermistor. As temperature increases, which means current increases, the resistance will decrease. So the graph actually gets steeper and steeper when resistance decreases, like over here. But just be very careful. The question is very sneaky. It doesn't want you to sketch an IV graph. It wants you to sketch a VI graph. So just reverse the axis and curve the graph the other way around. So don't get caught by this question over here.